Hej allihopa, jag heter Gaston och jag är från Argentina. Jag talar svenska lite.
Hey allihopa, hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Say It In Swedish. I'm your host Joachim, and remember to stop by sayitinswedish.com for free lesson and content for learning Swedish. And remember to become a Patreon member if you like what I do on this channel, if you want to support this project. Become a Patreon member. It's cheap if you want, and it would help me out a bunch. Today we're gonna talk about how to say that you like or love something, because it can be life-changing for you. If you meet a nice Swedish boy or girl and you want to tell them that you like them or that you love them, then this video will help you out. But also, if you're just having a casual conversation with a Swede, then it could be helpful to talk about topics that you like, so that you can say that you like this and that, or that movie or a book or whatever, or that you really love coffee. That could be very useful for you. So that's why we are gonna go through that right now. Here we go. In Swedish, if you want to say that you like something, you can do that in two ways. We have two verbs that are frequently used for this. We have gilla and we have tycka om. And for some reason, when people start to learn a new language, they forget that there is something called synonyms. Although they have these in their own native language, they kind of seem to forget that this is a thing in a language. So they get very, very confused about that we have two words for saying that you like something. But I mean, synonyms, they exist. So it's just something that you need to, basically, you need to accept that there are a few words that will mean the same thing. Now, some synonyms have a slight different meaning, and that's something that you just have to learn with time, in my opinion. So don't get confused if you come across a word that you basically already, you have already know another word with the same meaning. Don't get confused, but it's something that you will learn over time, which one is more frequently used, or if there is a slight difference. In this case, in 99% of all cases, these two are one-to-one synonyms. You can use them equivalently, so to speak. You can exchange them. There is like this 1% that I'm gonna go over with you in a second, but generally don't get confused that we have two words for to like something. Let's take a few examples, shall we? So let's take gilla here, pronounced with a y sound and not with a g sound here. Remember that? So gilla. Jag gillar kaffe, for instance. Jag gillar kaffe. I like coffee. Then we have tycka om, and as you can see here, it's a particle verb. It's a verb with a preposition. Tycka means to think or that you have an opinion about something. That's another word. We need tycka om, that om there, that is needed to express like. I always tend to say express for some reason. But you express to like with tycka plus that preposition, tycka om. Alright? So, jag tycker om kaffe. I like coffee. Jag tycker om kaffe. Jag gillar kaffe. Both mean the same thing here. Alright? Do I still have your attention? Now, we have that 1% of a difference, but I just wanted to tell you first that if you come across synonyms, don't assume that there is a difference there. Don't get confused. If there is a difference, you will acquire a feeling for both words over time, and hopefully someone will tell you. And I'm gonna tell you right now what the difference is between tycka om and gilla. Tycka om, I almost said the wrong word there, but tycka om tends to be a little bit affectionate or romantic if you're talking about a person. And I'd say that maybe it's nothing that all Swedes agree with, but there is a tendency there. So in general, there is no difference, but there is a tendency for tycka om to be more affectionate when talking about a person. Are you still with me? So let's take an example. We have jag tycker om dig. Jag tycker om dig. Sounds a little bit as, like you would develop some affectionate feelings for that person. If you say jag gillar dig, it means that you like that person as a friend, or you could have just met, right? But you have very inspiring conversations with a person, and you just want to say that you're a nice person, I like you. Jag gillar dig. Du är en trevlig person, for instance. But tycka om might sound a little bit more affectionate. So if you say jag tycker om dig, du är en trevlig person, literally means the same thing. I like you, you're a nice person. But it sounds like, there is something deeper there. It's not quite I love you, but it's like I would like to see you again, maybe, because I really like you. You're a very nice person. I'm developing feelings here. So keep that in mind if you're talking about people and you don't want to step over some kind of boundary. Don't say tycka om. But I mean, if you're a foreigner, I don't think that Swedes would interpret too much into what you're saying. I don't mean that we will not take you seriously, but we might think twice about just jumping to conclusions, because maybe you don't know this difference. And I mean, it's such a subtle difference, right? And I don't know if every Swede agrees on this even. But as a general rule of thumb here, don't use tycka om with people if you're not serious. Then we have I love you in Swedish, which is jag älskar dig. Jag älskar dig. You can also use it with coffee. Jag älskar kaffe. That means you really like coffee. You love coffee. And jag älskar dig obviously means I love you. But Swedes have a tendency to say I love you more easily than, for instance, Americans. You can see in a lot of movies, you see how people say I love you, and the other person, they feel that they can't say it back because they don't really know if they love them. It's so strong, although they've been dating for 10 years. Or, you see, it's in Sweden, this is more of a cultural thing, right? But in Sweden, it's not that hard to say that you love someone. I've said that to very close friends, for instance, that I really love them. I've said that to close friends, for instance, and I can say that to my family and so on. It doesn't need to be just a romantic love, so to speak. Could be a very a friendly platonic love. It's not. With that said, I don't mean that you should throw it around, but it's more frequently used in Sweden as in, for instance, America. I can speak for all cultures here, but just so you know, we use it kind of a lot. But still, it's how you say I love you in Swedish. We don't have any stronger I love you or any stronger word for that. We use it, frequently, I'd say. And lastly, we have something that's really, really strong. Of course, that's I'm crazy about you or something. Jag är galen i dig. I'm crazy about you. And that sounds really strong, by the way. Maybe it's not such a good idea to tell a Swede that you are crazy about that person, because we are kind of reserved, you know that. So we use I love you a lot. That's weird, right? But I think in this case, jag är galen i dig. It sounds almost like you're a maniac. But we still have that word, and there are still, I mean, you can find it in lyrics. Galen, galen i dig, i ditt himmelska leende, i ditt skratt. For instance, right? So we still have it, but I don't know if you're gonna use it that much with people. But maybe you could say, jag är galen i kaffe. I'm a caffeine addict. I'm crazy about coffee. Yeah, in Swedish, this sounds really, really, really strong. So keep that in mind. But I wanted to teach it anyway. Alright, that was everything for this video. Remember to stop by sayitinswedish.com for free lessons and content for learning Swedish. And remember to become a Patreon member if you like my project and if you want to support me and help me to continue working on this. And we will see each other in the next video. Ha det bra, hej!